Are you ready for some thrilling news that could change the fate of our beloved Maple Leafs this season? Rumours are swirling about a potential trade that could bring a game-changing player to Toronto, one who has already shown his magic in the playoffs. Imagine adding a fiery competitor from a fierce Original Six rival, a player who could elevate our third line and bring that much-needed grit to our roster. The question is, can we pull it off before the March 7 deadline? Stay tuned because this could be the spark we need to ignite our playoff run. As we gear up for the trade deadline on March 7th, the buzz around the Toronto Maple Leafs intensifies, especially with the thought of adding a playoff powerhouse to our lineup. The speculation centers on Trent Frederic from the Boston Bruins. Now, asking a division rival for a player is never an easy task, but let's break it down and see if this move could be a game-changer for us. Toronto has been having a strong season, sitting atop the Atlantic Division and just a couple of points behind Washington for the best record in the Eastern Conference. However, one glaring weakness remains: our third line. Despite flashes of brilliance, it's been inconsistent, and when playoff time comes around, we need every line firing on all cylinders. Frederic could bring just the right spark to elevate our game during the postseason. Frederic stands at 6'3" and weighs 220 pounds. That kind of size is hard to come by, and it adds a physical presence that Craig Berube and Brad Treliving might find invaluable. He's primarily a center, which is crucial because depth down the middle is vital for any playoff run. Now, he's a pending UFA, so there's a risk involved if we can't secure an extension. This season, he's struggled a bit with only 6 goals and 6 assists in 44 games. But let's not forget his breakout last year: 18 goals and 40 points. He's still only 26, so there's potential for growth. Last season, Frederic showed up in the playoffs contributing 5 points, including 3 in the first-round series against us. You can bet that our management is eyeing that performance closely. Imagine having him on our side this time around. It could change the dynamics of our offense. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Boston is in the thick of a playoff race themselves. They may hesitate to deal a player like Frederic unless they're absolutely certain it's in their best interest. But at a cap hit of just $2.3 million, he's affordable, and that could entice both sides to make a deal. If Toronto is smart, they could offer up a package that includes a promising player like Nick Robertson or Pontus Holmberg, along with a lower-round pick. It might just be enough to pique Cam Neely's interest. This is a critical moment for our team. We need to bolster our roster if we want to finally make a serious playoff push. I'm torn about making a big trade within our division. The potential fallout could be significant. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm unsure. While Frederic adds depth, we also have to consider the long-term implications of acquiring a player from our biggest rival. If we manage to pull off this trade, it could be a turning point for the Maple Leafs. A player with Frederic's playoff experience and skill set might just be what we need to finally get over the hump. But as always, the risk is there, and we have to weigh it carefully. What do you think? Is this the right path for the Leafs? Craig Berube just provided us with some updates on the injury statuses of Jake McCabe and Anthony Stolarz. And as a passionate Toronto Maple Leafs fan, I can't help but feel a mix of hope and concern as we move forward this season. McCabe, who has been sidelined since January 5 due to an upper body injury from a fight with Garnet Hathaway of the Philadelphia Flyers, is currently on injured reserve until January 12. The good news? Berube mentioned that McCabe is doing well and even skated this morning. He might be back in practice soon, which is fantastic to hear. But let's be real. He has to get back into game shape before he can step onto the ice again. McCabe has been a crucial part of our defense, forming a shutout duo with Chris Tanev. With 1 goal and 11 points in 36 games, he's not just a solid defensive presence. He's also part of a team that boasts a 53.4% goal share when he's on the ice at 5-on-5. That's significant, so the sooner he can return, the better it will be for our chances moving forward. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn between wanting him to rush back and ensuring he's 100% ready. What do you think? Should we prioritize his health over a quick return? Now, let's talk about Anthony Stolarz. He's been out since December 12th with a knee injury, and while he underwent a procedure to remove a loose body from his knee, There's still uncertainty around his return. Berube mentioned that Stolac is expected to get back on the ice for individual sessions next week, which is promising. Before his injury, Stolac was a legitimate Vezina Trophy candidate, boasting a league-leading save percentage of .927 and a goals against average of 2.15. With a record of 9-5-2 in just 17 appearances, he was really showing what he could do. In his absence, Joseph Woll has stepped up as our #1 goalie, and I have to say, he's done a commendable job. But let's not discount Dennis Hildeby, who will be starting against the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday due to Woll's increased workload. This decision feels strategic, and I can see why Berube is cautious about both goalies. After all, having a solid tandem in net could be pivotal for our playoff hopes. But it begs the question, when Stolac returns, how do we manage the workload between him and Woll? There's a lot riding on these decisions. The potential of a McCabe-Stolac return can't be overstated. It could bolster our defense and goaltending significantly. But will the coaching staff handle this situation wisely? It's a fine line between pushing players to come back too soon and ensuring they're ready to perform at their best. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you believe this is the right path, or should we take a more cautious approach, as we gear up for the game against the Canucks? I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. The Maple Leafs have shown flashes of brilliance this season, but consistency has been key. The health of McCabe and Stolac could very well determine how far we go this year. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Let's keep the debate going. Are you confident that McCabe will make an impact upon his return? What are your expectations for Stolac when he finally gets back on the ice? Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with everything related to our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. Together, we can keep the passion alive as we navigate through this thrilling season.